if you believe that your only source of income is through your job and your boss is a bitch, then if that's how you believe that they are, and you always see that, well, they favor this employee and that employee, they always treat the men better than the women, they don't recognize my talents, they always keep me down, they're never appreciating me, they never see my value or worth, they keep me, over the years, they should have paid me a lot more, but they still only are treating me this. If that's how you are going to continue to see them, then you are going to continue to experience it. It's that simple. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union, and I was going to talk a little bit about manifesting money because somebody recently commented on one of my videos and just said that they're looking to really level up their game. They want to make more money. And so I'm going to talk about a few situations with myself and with a couple clients without giving out like a lot of details, but how everything that you're manifesting, whether it is money, health, specific person, specific people, meaning you want to change or improve or have better relationships with all different people in your reality. Everything in your life is a reflection of your consciousness. And your consciousness, again, is comprised of both your conscious mind and your subconscious. And as you guys know, and you guys have learned now by now, a lot of the things that are happening in your reality are actually the root causes are from way back when in your life. So they're still kind of active in your subconscious. Then when you go out and you're living your life, the things that you're experiencing are reflecting all of it, all of the programming. The programming can happen obviously through interpersonal relationships, personal experiences growing up, and then we carry around this stuff from childhood, and then we're like projecting it all out to everyone that we meet, that we're interacting with. Then we're hearing music, we're watching movies, we're watching the news. The people in our reality are talking about the bad experiences that they have, and then we're attaching without realizing it through fear. We're attaching to those things. And so then, of course, by the time you're in your life, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you start to really like look around and you're like, hold on, no. I deserve better than this. Like, this is just not acceptable. And usually we end up on this path of a deep awakening because of our specific person. And so we really need to be very thankful that they are the catalyst to our evolving into our growth. And I'm going to keep this on money because that's what was requested. But I do want to remind you guys, and I know you guys have heard this before, manifesting is something you've always been doing. It's something you're just becoming aware of, and you're going to now start consciously manifesting things. And even if you said, I don't even want to do this anymore, I just want to like live my life, you're still going to be manifesting because it's just the experiences that you're having. That's all manifesting is. It's just the experiences that you're having. But when you're deliberately manifesting, you're intentionally letting go of the cause of the experiences when you don't like them, and then replacing the programming with something that's more in alignment of what you deserve. So you get super clear. You are willing to let go of all of the programming that caused the situations that you don't like. It's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people to take full responsibility for it. You're not blaming yourself, but you are becoming aware that this is what I was believing, so this is what I'm experiencing. So then you get clear of what you actually do want, and you focus on that version of you who is experiencing whatever that is. So when it comes to money, when you wake up in the morning, you are making the decision. So let's get clear. So for me, for example, when I was still sleeping, and I love saying this because it's like, it was an awesome experience. When I was sleeping on a mattress on a floor, I had 3 bath towels to my name. I couldn't afford like even products that I really love to get ready. My mom and my dad were helping me like with buying groceries and things like that. So mattress on the floor, cardboard boxes as my nightstands. I didn't even have lamps. And in my mind, in my imagination, I wasn't like let's say in the 3D first, before I talk about what was in my imagination, in the 3D, a lot of people would be hemming and hawing and frustrated. And like, there were a lot of things like in my 3D reality and my physical 3D reality that were very frustrating, right? And it didn't look at all like the life that I wanted. I wasn't making the money that I wanted, but I was so completely in faith. And I was on a mission to prove that manifestation was real. So I was like, I'm going to talk the talk and walk the walk. I pulled out all safety nets that I could have easily allowed myself to keep, getting money from different sources. I pulled out all safety nets and I went all in, knowing that it was working. So while I was sleeping on the floor on the mattress, when I closed my eyes, I was in my dream home. I owned my dream car. I was winning awards left and right. I was always written up about as being the local interior designer that everyone goes to get their home done. So I had it all. I had all the money. In my mind at that point, I probably was only thinking about that I was making $10,000 a month, but then I kept increasing it. So I don't want to stay too long on the story, but eventually I manifested the dream home, the dream cars. I ended up manifesting well over $10,000 a month, all of the awards that I wanted to win. And without any experience at all being an interior designer, like people were coming to me left and right. I was being written up in magazines, and even interior designers were coming to me for advice on their clients. So, in other words, I don't say these things to brag and to boast, but it's that I made a decision early in the morning when I woke up. This is who I am. This is my identity. And then my life had no choice but to reflect it back to me. Now, did I end up with a lot of challenges also? Yes, because I also was identifying with being a small business that had all of these challenges and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I wanted to just talk about how when you just wake up and you make the decision and you take some nice deep breaths, I always like to tap into the higher God because personally, that's just how I've always done it. And I'm always in complete faith and surrender and knowing that in this moment, in this exact moment, I'm in the bed, but I know it's not that I wonder or question. I know that when I tap into trust of being this and having this, that literally all sorts of opportunities, the right people, events, circumstances, things are changing in favor of all of this, whatever it is that I want, and that I can literally feel that I'm currently receiving right now in this exact moment. So if I'm going in imagining making this amount of money, I am making that amount of money, regardless of what is in my bank account. So now let me talk really quickly about one of my clients, for example. So she came to me. She didn't have a lot of money. She was kind of living in quote unquote rough times in her physical reality. And she didn't even have a lot of money for the coaching, but she decided that she wanted to go all in and do it. Long story short, she was still kind of in that place of really believing in and trusting in her reality over her imagination. So she would find herself spiraling a lot. But through the process, I believe she did one or two packages of 30-minute sessions. She did end up experiencing after doing the sessions with me that she was winning more and more small little things with playing the lottery, which she never, ever, ever won before. But she was noticing, okay, $10 here, $25 there, $100 there, $50 there. And then there were other little opportunities here and there. She was still getting in the pain body and the frustration. And then also there was something in the amount of $14,000 that ended up coming through something related with her family. And so when she was telling me this, I'm like, so did you ever experience anything like this before? No. So that proves that the inner work works. I've had other clients that I don't remember the exact amounts, but that they ended up literally giving themselves promotions that was over, I don't remember the exact amounts, but let's just say they gave themselves a raise that equaled over $50,000 a year. So in other words, they manifested almost like a second salary just given to them through making the decision and sticking to it. It really is a matter of making the decision and deciding this is who I am. So if you want to manifest more money or better opportunities, or your boss treating you better, or people at your work treating you better, you have to make the decision when you wake up in the morning that this is who you are, this is what you make, and that you see the other people in your reality differently. If you believe that your only source of income is through your job and your boss is a bitch, if that's how you believe that they are, and you always see that, well, they favor this employee and that employee, they always treat the men better than the women, they don't recognize my talents, they always keep me down, they're never appreciating me, they never see my value or worth. Over the years, they should have paid me a lot more, but they still only are treating me this. If that's how you are going to continue to see them, then you are going to continue to experience it. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's really not complicated. The part that everybody has a hard time with is they're like, it can't be this simple that I can just make the decision and decide. And then what do I do in the meantime between making the decision, getting clear, and then my end in the middle when I'm not making the money, when I'm not being treated the way I deserve? This is where you make shift and you understand my inner work is what's creating. Then you just let it happen, knowing that it's changing. It doesn't matter. You have disconnected and detached from the BS in your 3D, knowing that it's changing, and you go into full surrender and trust of the process. That's what I've always done, and that's what's always helped me. There are some other things that I want to talk about, but really, this is how to manifest everything in your reality. You accept that my belief system, my programming, is the cause of what I'm experiencing. If it's too hard to accept the new story when it comes to these specific people, like if you just can't, no matter what, you can't imagine that your boss could change, that you can't imagine. I mean, I had a boss that she was the most intimidating, stoic, like over 6 foot tall woman that everybody was afraid of her. And when I got the position, I really was in situations where you would literally call it abusive, but I went all in because I was like, I'm not going to survive this. I can't survive this. And I love working here. So I need to see her differently. So I did. And even through the 3D, when things were really effed up and things were being said to me that was really painful, I just kept saying, oh my God, she adores me. She loves me. She appreciates me. She has so much respect for me. I'm literally her favorite employee. She loves, giving me raises. She loves this, that, blah, 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 blah. I'm literally the best employee that she's ever had. She doesn't know what she would do without me. And that's what I ended up experiencing. And it got to a point where she was so good to me. And we had such an amazing and happy relationship that people in the department would look around like, what the heck is going on? Like, which she would literally, it was just out of her normal character. But that's because I chose to see the absolute highest and best version of her in love. And so that's what I experienced. So that's it. So I want you to affirm down below that you are trusting that your inner world is what creates your outer world, and what you want is already done. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.